Let's talk about the next game to see if the 0-0 is going to be, definitely an 0-0. 64% returning production for the Indiana Hoosiers. We will be going to Memorial Stadium in Bloomington, Indiana for this game. Their national rank on returning production is 58th in the country. So just off the top of your head, real quick, what do you think? Where does Nebraska end up in the win or the loss column on this one?
They win this game, and I think it's just simply because Indiana's going to have a new coach, right? Because they fired Tom Allen. Tom Allen. Tom Allen. I always have him and Tim Allen in my head at the same time. And I'm always afraid I'm mixing them up every time I say the names. Tom Allen's fired. They have a new coach. We're in our second year under Matt Rhule. Yes, we're going to be playing them at home in Bloomington, but I mean, we're just coming off of a salty loss against Rutgers. We need this. We need this win. Doesn't mean that we're going to get it, but I think that we win. I think that it's one of those, once again, it's kind of ugly, but maybe it's just one of those games where the football gods just didn't see favorably on us. Like everything, we seem to do everything right, but somehow something just goes wrong, or the refs suck, or our guys have butterfingers and like perfectly placed passes are just being dropped, and maybe there's a fumble with, whatever. It's just going to be one of those weird games where we should have done better, but we didn't. But we still came away with the victory. We're 6-1. We're going bowling for the first time in half a decade. Like, I think we win.
It'll be first time in 8 years that we'll have gone bowling. Since 2016.
Yep.
So Moonbot's kind of in there with you, 38 or 33-13. Greg has 41-17. The Indiana over-under is 5.5 wins on the season. Thank you for that, Patrick. And Patrick also has his 32-23 Nebraska. I have us 21-17 because I think there's still a little bit of a hangover from the Rutgers game. I think there's some energy that Indiana will play with a new head coach. We don't know what their record's going to be coming into this game. They could be 0-6 or 0-5, but I don't know. 21-17 seems like a pretty good number for Nebraska. If we're chasing 3, which Nebraska averaged 18.0 points last year, I believe, per game. And if the whole mantra is chasing 3, I think dropping 21 on an Indiana team that could be good, could be bad. They've got a pretty decent coach, from what I understand, the new head coach. So 21-17, that's how I see it. I see a lot of turnovers on both sides, and Nebraska just turns it over one time less and capitalizes on the one that Indiana turns it over. So 21-17, the Fighting Huskers, if you will. Do they wear the all whites sometime this year on the road? That would be so cool. I love those freaking all white uniforms. I think they're the sweetest looking kit we got.
There's something so clean about it. I used to hate it growing up. Like, I always thought that the all white looked like cheap, but I think it looks clean now. I think it just looks super neat. This would be a great game for it.
28-13 over Indiana for you. 28-17 over Indiana for me.